I think we can do a dirt bike. And from here, I forgot to equip my skin last time, and now we can put our gloves on as well. There we go. Now we're washing with style. I wonder if they intend to add more, because there are some empty slots there in the clothing window. The turbo nozzle is actually a pretty good one to do a lot of these features with, because there's so many little fiddly bits. The other thing you can do is just go over it with a wide spectrum nozzle. A lot of this comes from doing there we go. Just get a good angle on things and the dings will follow. For this one, it's like you want to do a decent job of this side, and then when you come to get the same sort of angle and do the other side, then you should pretty much just finish it. Just like that. It just speaks for itself, really. Now we actually need the higher angle to get some of the other surfaces on this. And we're already down to just 3 things to do. Sorry, 1 thing to do. What's a fairing? I'm seeing fairing, but I'm not seeing it unclean. I mean, don't make me just start spraying wildly. Spray wildly it is. So what's the fairing that's not finished? Oh, I saw it. Is it a little bit at the end here? There's something in here. Saw it once again. It's just like flashing up. Oh, it was that little triangle bit at the back there. It was that. It's just on the little bit on the inside next to the exhaust. Fantastic, that was a lovely quick job. That was really nice. Getting down and underneath. There's no difference in the third person animation, it seems, between crouching and prone. Which is interesting. This is a very cheery song. Let's clean a bungalow. I do like that it tells you about all of the things. Kelvin's such a good boy, he's a volcanologist, you know. Oh, yeah, that's right, this is his folks. Let's do the edging. Why not? Oh, it's all just one big driveway piece. Right, okay, well, never mind then. I should probably try and do the roof first. Can I get up here without using a ladder? I don't think so. I don't really have any good angles to, like, ramp off. Can I get up on the... I can get up on here, but it's a bit far away, isn't it? Yeah, not quite. Not quite. That's fine. You know what? Let's just use a ladder. I like to not, but this one is a bit too well designed. Fancy that, a house where you can't just jump on the roof. Now, last time I did this job, it was using the PowerWash to get the achievement where you do the gutters last. That was quite quick, because the PowerWash is really good. This one will take a little longer. Chimney. I do feel that everything just feels a little bit too nice around this neighborhood. The textures are just a little bit too flat. It would be nice if they, I don't know, just had a bit of variation. Be even nicer if some of the other houses were really dirty. There's the chimney. It's a one big piece, okay? Doesn't even have a separate cap or anything like that. Once again, this is probably where I should be using the aim mode, actually. You can also just right-click, and it just locks the sprayer on for sections like this. Takes a little bit of the strain out of things. Getting to the furthest reaches of this. And there we go. And because we're not needing to do the gutters last specifically, because we already have that achievement, we can just do this as well. It's a case of whether you do side to side or just a nice back and forth otherwise. That can be quite nice as well. Both pretty pleasing. And this is where we don't really have too much to talk about while we do this, so enjoy the back and forth. Unlike House Flipper, where I cut out bits when I'm doing monotonous tasks like tiling walls, we're going to be leaving most of this in. I shouldn't be doing the bottom first, I should be doing up the top. Now, unfortunately, the roof is not actually in sections. even though it looks like it should be. Oh, we can crouch on our ladder, can't we? That's quite handy. And here we want to put the extension on. So we can get right the way down the other end of the gutter without moving the ladder. Gonna have to move it to clean behind it though. But that's fine. Now we do the other side of the roof, which is even filthier. I guess that's the side that the volcano is, so that makes sense. We're being pretty thorough with how we clean it, but I'm fairly sure it's going to be pretty generous when we get to a certain point down the other end. This guttering here. And cancel A mode. We can just, you know, crouch in a gutter because why not? So the porch roof is another separate feature itself. It includes the side bits too, looks like. We're being too much of a perfectionist on some of these elements, I'm fairly sure. But it's just really nice to do. And when the pitch changes there on the roof, it becomes the porch roof instead. Is this considered the wall? Yeah, as opposed to the roof. Ah, the underside is considered the roof though. Doesn't have a separate thing for eaves or anything. We'll just crouch down under here then, I guess. We could have put an extension on probably, but whatever. I should leave the gutter actually because we need to do the roof first. Yeah, using the A mode for these roof sections is really nice. Just to get that nice consistent coverage. Probably be quite good for the driveway too, actually. Really wish this was a different feature than the rest of the roof. We'll get a good view of the rest of this gutter from over there, basically. We'll do the rest of the wall from down the bottom. Oh. Oh, it's not actually too much that we really missed from the inside of the gutter area there. Sweet. Last bit of the roof then, I suggest. Yeah, how much of this will be left when it decides to just ding it for me? I think there's some bits underneath on either side, so it might actually force me to do those. Which is fine. It's a lovely colour. It's a nice kind of jade green almost. The roof tiles. Very nice. Good taste. And just finish off the last little bit at the bottom here. And then we'll do the patio roof. These gutters, though, we'll get a better angle from this patio roof, the gutters. It's quite convenient, really. We'll do it like here, rather than trying to do it all the way down the middle. It's half of it done. I believe the porch roof element also includes the bit underneath, though, so we're not going to get a ding from it here, much like the main roof area. There is more yet to be done. But we don't need to worry about doing anything more on the top, that's for sure. Because we're pretty done now. We were going to double check these gutter sections from this point here. Though we can't get too close, unfortunately. Yeah, so here, for example, quite a lot to clean up. Though, once again, it'll probably be generous enough to not really mandate that we do too much of it. But still, looks nicer. Right, trying to remember which way that the time-lapse goes on this one. Whether to do all of the front stuff first, or work our way from the back. Let's do the side, I guess. I'm doing it now, so Getting really excited with how it's looking. Sounds like it's going great. I have not seen them at all because no other people actually exist in this game other than yourself and your friends if they come to help you with the power washing. It's the other thing, there are no other NPCs, you don't see any traffic, you don't see any cars. There's very little of other things, which is fine. Clearly they did not want to waste too much effort on animations. It can get with that. Like, it makes no difference. I should be using the aim mode again. It's literally the sort of thing that this was put in for. Let's not try and do too big a rows, we can just do little half widths like this is fine. That was pretty generous. This is less generous for some reason. Ah, it extends around the side here. There we go. Now, can we get this guttering? Oops. There is an achievement for finishing this map and doing the guttering last, I believe, so obviously you would not want to do that if you were vying for that achievement. But we already have it, we only have 2 achievements left here. And both of them involve finishing the game. So that's what we're working towards. That's the door done. And the wall. Once again, let's do aim mode. Gets the wall out of the way. Gets those bricks out of the way. Do the underside of that. Get a bit of the guttering here. Lovely. Post cleaned. Good. Okay. Should really be doing this away from the house, but whatever. Bothers me that the edging is just part of the same feature when it's clearly delineated. The fact that it changes the type of material says to me that it could change the component as well. Okay. The last bit to do is over here, looks like. Let's just clear off that bit here. This part of the gutter, which should really be called downpipe instead of just being part of the gutter, but whatever. We're going to finish off the guttering here first. And then work our way. There we go. Work our way down. This has all been considered bungalow roof, it looks like. Even Pops is out of his rocking chair and having a look. Well, you're not going to see much from the rocking chair, except I guess the driveway, because everything else is from the outside. But I appreciate the sentiment. Sort of. Let's work our way from this side, I think. See, this actually has separate window frame element, which the last one did not have. Like on the shed, for example. These windows are much more tenacious. Have to stand much closer to be able to actually clean them. Can we reset this back to where it was? No. You can go there for now, just to get you out of the way. And then I'll probably move you back around here. So this is already where we start to notice the downsides of this particular washer. Is how difficult it is to just clear off some of this grime. But too bad. That's just the way it goes. Must be said, the upgrade to the next washer, just the X2, is not like huge. It's, you know, not insignificant, but when I was running through this game the first time round in early access, I skipped the second washer and just kept saving up until I could afford the heavy duty straight away. And I think that was a better choice. Especially since to make the most out of any of the washers, you really want to have all of the components, like the extensions, especially the turbo nozzle. So you're having to buy a bunch of extra stuff every time, because they did not make the attachments, such as the extensions, universally compatible. Basically the Nintendo of power washing. Or the Apple of power washing. Go over this dirt really slowly. And hope that it gets generous and gives it to me without having to go too far into it. There we go. Generous with the frame, so I didn't have to do lots of little angles. Excellent. Steps are done now. I was about to say, the steps are apparently not done yet, but famous last words. The driveway's got to be so close to being done now. Got this edging down here, and voila, there we go. Cool, so that's side and front. Let's do this side, and then it'll just be the rear, which is the bit with the most fiddliness on it, because it's got the porch with the gabling and such. Make my way down. I love the yellow nozzle. pretty much any of the washers, but the fact that it works pretty well even with this one. Do have to be reasonably close to it though. But we can actually put on just a short extension just to make sure that we're getting a good rinse on all of these bits here. Did we get credit for the bungalow roof in the end? Yes, we did. Good. Wasn't too sure. So we got a nice texture on the side of this house, which seems to be lacking from some of the others. They're just a bit too flat. Okay, that's about half of this done. A little over, in fact. Next window. Windows always seem to get really grimy. What are you missing, Mr. Window Frame? Ah, the insides. That would do it. That was going to be the top. That would not have surprised me either. Okay. Generous. Also generous. Good. So it's just the rear now. About to say the gutter's still not done, then realised I've got to do the downpipe. There we are. Perfect. 4 stars. Let's just turbo away these bits in the corners there. Turbo around the edges just for kicks first, because that's really good on Windows. Don't mind me just turbo washing your fragile glass. Now, is this all one big wall for the whole length of the house? Yes, must be looking at the progress. The bricks looks like will not be. Indeed not. We don't have credit for the window frame yet. Ah, that would be why. There we are. Perfect. So this is where the rest of the porch roof is. There's even a triangle bit. And once again, I keep thinking that I have to do every little bit. So I've got to do the side bit of this. No, I don't. Because it still gives it to me anyway. How is it even dirtier underneath the porch, where it's protected from the elements, than it was above it, or outside of it? Who knows? Some sort of magic is at play. Cool. Let's just turbo some of this stuff. Okay. Gonna need to turbo most of the railings and such as well, I suspect. I seem to vaguely remember them being quite tough to do, some of the railing bits. Door. Didn't even make me do the whole lot. Nor there. Okay, so turbo in terms of the joins. Simply because they're really tenacious otherwise, I think. Always forget to go which direction for the next nozzles that I need. Down is smaller, up is bigger is what I need to remember. There's so many little niggly bits to have to clear around. Backing off just to get ourselves a good view at specifically the features that we want to clean. Because otherwise I just know that we're going to just keep messing about with it. Do this up a bit. Don't actually have to change direction. As long as this song is by HM Surf. Fantastic. So here's most of the post done. Speaking of posts. How close do I need to get? Let's do the stubby again. There we go, that side. Didn't make me do too much, at least. Oh, this is all just porch, okay. Just gonna leave it in A mode for a little bit. Clear out some of the stuff here. Okay. Well, we're halfway done on the porch. Let's get the under bits here from the overhangs before going to just a crouch. And now we're going to need to do this railing. I guess it's quicker to just close out of the A mode and then reactivate it again after moving my view if I find that I'm having to move it too far. Yeah, a little bit more of a look in on that side of things, and now do the other side of things. Okay. And clear the porch. Okay. And porch still continues down underneath here as well, actually. And there's the post as well. That's fine. Would it be nice if these were like separate step elements? Help me, step element, I'm stuck. I remember these being much more difficult, I'm sure of it. Maybe I was just using the wrong nozzle back then. I don't even know. There's the wall bit done. Because obviously there's a separate post bit here that's going to be taking over. What am I missing on the fence? Every time, I swear, every time that I start to ask what I'm missing on something, it dings. Okay, did we get the post? We did not get the posts. We got the post. Good. Gutter. Should need the other side done as well. Let's stand here and use the aim mode. Almost done. Oh, there's a bit on the other side of the drain pipe. I was thinking it's not giving it to me. There's a bit on the other side of the drain pipe. That's and the post. 2 posts, a door, and a wooden frame, apparently. Walked into a bar. No, wait, what? So, is that post even one of them? It is, okay. So what am I missing on this thing? Apparently that. Okay, another post. That one's done. This door is apparently not done. It is now. Post, I bet it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, it's this one. It'll be because of this angle. There we go. And window frame. No, no. No. No windows here. Must be around the front. No. Ah. That bit there. Side. Underneath. Underneath. There we go. Job complete. Lovely. Fantastic. Good, there was a brief flash of T-pose there at the start. I wish that it could detect where you were and could follow you, or like kind of follow you. It's like, oh, you've spent more time on this part of the building, and then just like swap to a side view or swap to a back view. Just have a few camera points that it could swap to based on how long you were at that section, essentially. But hey, Bar's down the woods picking flowers, and Pops is muttering excitedly about another job he's got for you. So if you hear from a Leonard Miller, that'll be him. We'll be back here later. But for now, last thing remaining is the playground of this batch, essentially. This was kind of the first lot of updates that they put out. But that will be all for now. And we'll pick this up another time. We're down 4 maps, I think. 4 out of 36, I believe, in the campaign. So, you know, a ninth of the way there. Slow progress.